guys, it's Morgan here. I just wanted to come on and kind of do a winter essentials video, or I don't really know what I'm going to call it yet. Maybe a how to survive a cold winter video. I am from the Midwest. I've lived here my whole life. I did obviously move away to go to college, but it was still in the Midwest. So I've kind of spent my whole life in the cold. Our winters can be very long. They stretch from like December to March sometimes. Most of the time we really get hit in January and February. So I've kind of walked in the snow, lived out in the about, and kind of done it all. So here are some just kind of helpful products that I use in the winter to kind of keep me sane and not looking terrible. It's hard to, keep up with your style and look decent when it's freezing outside, but here are just kind of some helpful products and things that I like during the winter months. So let's get right on into it. The first thing that I think is like an absolute must is everything's kind of like laid around me right now, so I'm gonna be like reaching in all sorts of different directions to grab stuff. But my first product is the Vaseline Lip Therapy. This is in Rosy Lips. It's basically just Vaseline. It's pink tinted. It does smell a little bit like roses, but like nothing crazy. And honestly, when you put it on, you can't even tell that it's tinted pink at all. That being said, Vaseline is such a great way to prevent chapped lips. So I start using it basically, I use it all year round, but heavily using it in like November. So you don't get like those really bad cracked chapped lips, because it's happened. I think it's happened to all of us before, and it is painful. So this is huge. They're just little containers. You can throw them in your purse. I keep one in my car, one in my purse, and one at my desk at work. That's just that's huge. Second product is hand sanitizer. It is cold and flu season. I work retail. I talk to a lot of people. I touch money. I'm out and about. So hand sanitizer is key. You can't always run and wash your hands every time you touch something. So I use this constantly in the winter because nobody wants to get sick. That's not fun. All right. That was our second product. My third product is just this hair tie. Now I'm not saying you have to have this particular one. This is just the one I use. So in the winter, you're always, bundled up, you're wearing your coat, you're wearing your scarf, and then your hair is kind of like all over the place, and it's windy and it's snowing, not fun. I just like this one because it is, a little bit something better than just like your plain regular elastic. So I'm a big fan of this guy. All right, fourth product. I actually got this while I was in college, and it basically is like a ear warmer hat thing. So you kind of wear it like that, and it just buttons in the back, and it keeps your ears warm. I'm not a crazy hat person, mainly because I have a very big head and I have big ears and I don't like wearing hats. But this works really well. It keeps your ears warm, especially when you're walking to class and it's freezing outside and it's like a 20-minute walk. This is a big win. Next thing, obviously, gloves. Always get gloves. These are just North Face gloves. I actually bought them when we went to Orlando this year. They had a North Face outlet, and no one was really buying anything because it's Orlando and no one was buying like the winter stuff, and we like raided the place, and I got these. And I've had these gloves, like very similar ones before. They're nice. They're not great because they are cloth, so if they get like super wet, your hands are freezing and they're shot. But I don't spend that much time in the snow anymore, so these are kind of perfect just to drive in and keep my hands warm, and when I'm scraping off my car, it's not too bad. But speaking of cars, my next product is this car scraper. I actually got this one from Costco. And yes, if you live in Ohio or you live in the Midwest, you know you need a car scraper and you need to keep it in your car. So after this video, I will be putting it back in my car But this one is actually extendable, so you can reach, I have an SUV, so you can reach all the way across your car, as well as this thing twists, so you can shovel snow that way. So this is like major win, and they're so cheap. So like me and my boyfriend got them at the same time. It came in a pack of 2, and so he got one, I got one, and it's a lifesaver in the winter. Trust me. Next item on my list is actually a remote start for your car. Mine actually came with it. I bought it when I bought my car, basically. It came with it. So it's just the remote start, but you actually can purchase them if your car is older, or when you purchased your car, it wasn't in there. You actually get it installed in your car, which is awesome. So you just start your car, 5-10 minutes, go out, and your car's already running. And if you planned it right the night before, you can have your heat blowing on your windshield, so it's 1,000 times easier to scrape off your windshield when it's all, ice and you have a bad ice storm. And trying to get it off there, like, it's freezing. The last thing you want to do is be scraping your car off. It just takes the edge off, and so the ice just slides perfectly. That's a big one for me. So next, I'm going to move on to, like, shoes and kind of feet stuff. No, not like feet stuff, like shoes and socks. So before I get on to boots, these are like thick socks. I think I got them, I want to say Kohl's, maybe. But I have like 1,000 pair of these, and I always just wear them under my boots, and they're perfect. And they were like super cheap, so you don't need to spend a lot of money, but you do need thick socks. Keep your feet warm. And I pair those socks with mostly my L.O. Bean duck boots, which look like these. Just like these, the socks and jeans or leggings, and that's kind of like my go-to winter bottom situation. These are perfect because in the snow turns to slush, and leather boots, you don't want to be walking around in slush, so these are perfect. I love them. When they die, I will get another pair. They're awesome. But like I said, so I have those, and then I have leather boots, which are just these leather boots, winter classic, always a good call. You can pair these with boot socks. My last kind of shoe thing is if you are going out to the bars or whatever in college, or whenever you're not in college, I have these booties from Tom's, and I love them. They're wedges, so there's really no heel situation you have to worry about, because I've done it, walking in heels in the snow, it's not fun, and it doesn't end well, ever. So these are always great. They are rubber soled, so you don't have to worry about really slipping. But they are, I think it's suede. I would assume it's suede. So I have sprayed these multiple times, so each winter I give them with like a water resistant spray, which you should do on all your shoes anyways, just to make sure they don't get ruined by kind of the wetness and the salt and whatever. But these are a big win. I love these, and they're cute. So not only are your feet staying warm, but they're cute. And then my next winter essential is a nice scarf. So I think we all have like 1,000 scarves we get at like Target and Macy's, and they're just like $10 and doesn't matter. The best thing to do is invest in a nice warm scarf. So this one is from Pure. It's just black. It's cashmere. I've had it, oh God, forever now. And it's just one of the loop scarf, and it is awesome. So I always say go with a nude scarf, or not nude, but a neutral scarf. So black, white, maybe not, because if you're wearing makeup, the white, your makeup gets transferred to the white and it can get dirty really quickly, and the white's maybe not a great color. But gray or beige or brown, but I go with black, and I absolutely love this scarf, and it goes with everything, and it keeps you warm. So you can really like bundle it up and, you know, stay nice and cozy in there. Keep thinking it's the last thing, but it's not. So next thing is the advanced therapy for dry, cracked, irritated skin. And I love this stuff. So I keep one of these in my purse and one in my office at work, just because I can get really dry hands and really dry elbows. And this is amazing. Winter, you don't want dry hands. So love this stuff. All right. Now my last thing is a good winter jacket. And I have 3 winter jackets, mainly because if you're from the Midwest, you know how the winters kind of go. You can have not a bad day where it's just cold, which I would recommend one coat. A day where it is snowing and freezing and terrible, and then another day when it gets closer to spring that is just very, very cold rain. So I have 3 coats to kind of fit those categories. So the first coat I have is this one. It's by Mark Andrews. I actually got it at Costco, believe it or not. But it's just this kind of army green coat. It's a little puffy. It's kind of insulated. There are pockets on the outside as well as the inside, and it's kind of perfect just for those days where it's just starting to get pretty cold, but it's not like frigid yet. And it was like super cheap. It was like maybe $40. So love this thing. It's a rock star. My next coat is for those like blistering cold days where it's snowing and it's windy and you need to like have your hood up and like be bundled with the scarf, with the gloves and everything. I recommend this coat, or really just kind of any parka. I think every girl at my school had a North Face parka with, you know, the fur and the black. You guys have seen it before, but it is a lifesaver, highly recommended. And obviously black is a good color in the winter because if it gets dirty, it's easily washed. It's not a problem. I've had my freshman year in college, I actually had a white Burberry coat and I loved it, but it got so dirty so quickly it wasn't even worth having it. I still do have it, but I don't really wear it that much, mainly because it's white and it gets dirty. So, but my last coat that I recommend is actually a raincoat. So this is I believe it's Columbia. Yeah, Columbia. It's a raincoat and it is fleece lined actually. So that's great when it's just starting to transition into spring, but it's still pretty cold. So it's raining and you can keep warm. And there is actually fleece in the pockets, which is awesome. I'm telling you guys, that has saved me many days walking to class. So Columbia rain jacket, fleece line, amazing for, you know, that end of winter. It's almost spring. You can almost feel it, but not quite yet. So those are kind of all my products. If you guys have any helpful tips or tricks or products that you guys like during the winter months, please leave them in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.